What up, PokeMoshPit? I'm PokeAim, and this is a black and white Wi-Fi battle versus a good friend of mine, 2BeTheMan or Josh. He was live streaming on Battle for Charity, and I got the first battle because it was my birthday, and he's a good friend of mine, so yeah, he decided to, battle me. So he's going to lead off with Jirachi. I'm going to lead off with Notori, named after Josh. I'm going to go for the spikes as he U-turns out, taking Steel Thorns damage, and not wanting to over-predict too early, I do predict the Fire-type move, not the Draco Meteor. So I do switch in my Guppy, which will resist it. But he does go for the Draco Meteor, and unfortunately for him, it does miss. And again, I'm just going to go for the Boiling Water as he switches out, because I know it'll probably hit anything, except for this Garu. And yeah, now I'm going to go for the Toxic, which is good because I cripple his wall, and he's going to go for the Toxic. I was actually expecting the Will-O-Wisp, but I guess it didn't matter too much in the end. Now, I'm going to switch out, predicting either another Toxic or a Boiling Water. And I'm going to switch into my Ding Dong, my Bronzong. But he actually switches out into his Jirachi. I guess hoping he could U-turn out and get the switch advantage. But yeah, right here I do see the lefties, and I think that's weird. A lead Rachi with lefties, so I didn't know really what to expect. So he U-turns out back into his Garu, and I'm just going to set up my Stealth Rocks. And now, predicting the Boiling Water, I'm going to go into my Notori to take it, because I know he could take it really well, because one, he does resist it, and two, I am a sassy Notori, so I'll take that really well. And even in the rain, it doesn't do too much. And he does get a crit, but it doesn't do anything either. But unfortunately for me, he does get the burn, which kind of sucked. It cripples my attacks. Now, predicting him to go into that Salzandora, I'm going to make a double switch right here and go into my Bronzong. But he actually goes into a Repulsion, which is, I guess, good for him. It was a pretty even matchup right here. He's gonna go for the Drain Punch, and it doesn't do too much. It does under half. And I'm gonna go for the Hypnosis, and luckily it hits, but he really did something that surprised me right here. He had a Lumberry, so I had no idea what type of Repulsion this is. Now, he's gonna switch out, fearing another Hypnosis, and I'm gonna go for the obvious Hypnosis on his Garu. Now, predicting him to recover, I do go into my Zapdos, which is really good in rain because it gets Stab Thunder. And it's a special defensive Zapdos actually. And he goes for the Boiling Water, and unfortunately he does get a crit. But again, it really didn't do too much because I am a special defensive Zapdos. Now, I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Fighting right here, predicting the Salzandora or his Notori, which he does have. Because I know Hidden Power Fighting will do super effective on both. But he actually stays in, which surprised me. And he does go for the Boiling Water, and he gets a burn on me, which is another unfortunate thing. Told you hacks would even out. Now, I'm just gonna go for the Safe Thunder. Roost, my bad. Sorry. This battle just happened, and I was kind of hyped. I'm gonna go for the Roost as he switches out into his Latias. And seeing the leftovers, I know he is a defensive one, maybe Calm Mind, I wasn't pretty sure. So I'm just going to go for the Toxic right here. Surprisingly, I went first because he did get lefties first, but he actually went for the Roar, which is good for me because he switches me out into my Seaweed, my Manaphy. And I know he probably won't be able to do much to me, so I'm just going to go for the safe Ice Beam. And seeing how much it does to his Notori switching, I was thinking, okay, he's a physically defensive Notori because I have no special attack. I'm a bulky Manaphy. So I'm going to go into my Ludicolo, knowing he's probably going to set up entry hazards like spikes. And right here, I'm going to go for the Focus Blast. And I guess he wasn't expecting that because I guess most people don't know Ludicolo. And it is able to KO that Notori, which is good for me. Now, he's going to go out into his Jirachi. And I don't know, I was scared of the Thunder Wave, so I do switch out right here into my Zapdos, and he actually makes a double switch, predicting my Hydro Pump into his Garu, and it's gonna get raped by Stealth Rocks and Spikes. And now I'm just gonna go for the Thunder, just to take it out because I know he's not gonna switch out, and I don't want to take any extra damage from Boiling Water. So yeah, Thunder easily knocks him out because Zapdos is a monster, and he had like 2 HP anyway. And now he's gonna go into his Latias, and right here, I make a misclick, which really sucks for me. He's going to go for the Dragon Pulse, which I know I'm going to live because I'm special defensive Zapdos. And I go for the Thunder, which sucked because I meant to click Roost, but I wasn't listening. I was like watching the live stream. I was like, oh, look at myself. And anyway, I'm going to switch out and go into my Bronzong because I know he's going to go for another Dragon Pulse, and I'm going to live that pretty well. And yeah, I'm just going to go for the safe explosion, knowing he'll hit everything he has. Maybe not for super effective damage, but it will hit everything he has and do enough damage, decent amount. So he's going to go into his Jirachi, predicting my explosion or my Gyro Ball. And yeah, I'm going to explode like I said, and it does nothing because he has a physically defensive Jirachi, unfortunately for me. And yeah, Rachi takes that like a monster. Now I'm going to go into my Notori, knowing I pretty much wall this Rachi to hell. And he's going to go for the Iron Head just to be gay. He, on the Battle for Charity live stream, he was actually saying, sorry Joey, I just wanted this thing to die. And I was like, then switch out and let me hit something else. Yeah. So, he's going to go for Stealth Rocks right here, which is a good play on his part, because now my Zapdos can't switch in. And I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed just so I can take that extra damage, because I know Steel Thorns and, excuse me, and Leech Seed will be wearing him down as to the point where I'd be able to set up another layer of spikes. So he's going to go for another Iron Head right here. I do get flinched again, but it's not really doing any damage because Leftovers and Leech Seed are recovering me back to the same point I am when he doesn't hit me. I don't know if that makes sense, I'm sorry. And yeah, now he's going to go for the U-turn, which wasn't that smart on his part because it means he doesn't have the chance to get the flinch, and I am able to set up another layer of spikes, though it didn't really matter, I guess. Now he's going to go into his Salzandor, and I'm just going to go into my Zapdos just to see what move he locks himself into, and he goes for the Draco Meteor, which doesn't matter because I do die to Stealth Rocks. And now, right here, I'm going to go back into my Guppy, hoping I can take one because I am a special defensive monster. But right here, I do find out he is Specs because it does KO. If he wasn't Specs, I would have lived it because I am a special defensive monster, yeah, like I said. Now, I'm going to go into my 2BeTheThorns. And he does miss the Draco Meteor here, which didn't really matter because I am burned. So Gyro Ball isn't going to do a lot to him anyway. And he is able to take me out with another Drake. No, the burn takes me out. I'm sorry. And now I'm going to go into my Taco Bell. And I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam, knowing it'll hit anything he switches in. And it does hit that Latias, but surprisingly, it does live. I knew Latias is a special defensive monster, but I thought after half HP it would die, because it has died on Shoddy from a long time ago, but that was like 4th gen status. And yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't die from poison and combination of Ice Beam, which really kind of mattered, because it means I have to take extra life orb. So yeah, he's going to go into Repulsion, go for the Mach Punch, isn't going to KO me, going to leave me at 9 HP I believe, and I'm able to KO him with a Hydro Pump. But because that Latias lived that Ice Beam, I am not able to get an Ice Beam off on the Salzandor. So it's now all up to if my bulky Manaphy can live a Spec Salzandor's Draco Meteor. And unfortunately, it cannot after Spikes and Stealth Rocks. So yeah, epic game, Josh. Comment, like, sub, guys. Go sub him because he's awesome. Come sub me if you like the narration. And yeah, I guess if you see